Yo. Welcome into the ChrisBeCappinn show. Today is August the 24th, still recording for tomorrow, August the 25th. 3 games on the board. We're going to jump into them right now. I'm sweating a Golden State plus 6.5, which we talked about. I put that in the show. That was on the show for yesterday. And it's halftime. They have a 2-point lead. We'll see what the Minnesota Lynx got at halftime. I didn't bet the Sparks and Dream game. Really wanted to take that team total over. May just bet it live. I feel like the Dream should be able to score. I feel like the Sparks also will probably be able to score. It's probably more of an over game again, but not sure if I'll get there. Not sure if I'll get there. I was thinking about it a little bit more after I finished handicapping these 3 games for tomorrow. So let's jump into the games for tomorrow. Let me see if I got anything for Jackson. Yeah, I actually do. Let's jump into it. So Jackson, your AI Sports betting tool, linked in the description as it always is. Jackson, same player prompt, the one or just prompt in general that I've been using. Analyze tomorrow's 825 WNBA slate to identify the highest value opportunities for player props. Focus on lines that show a significant discrepancy against 5-game rolling averages. Tracking changes in usage rate due to injuries or favorable defensive matchups, specifically targeting matchups in points, rebounds, or assists. Provide the data, underlying metrics, and reason for each recommendation. Jackson's top play tomorrow is actually Natasha Cloud over her 17.5 points and assists. It says that the Sky is shorthanded in the backcourt with Diggins and Jackson out, which funnels more creation responsibility into Natasha Cloud. And on the other end, Connecticut is playing without its anchor, Griner, plus Lacan. So Brittany Griner is questionable. Lacan is stepping away from the team to get ready for FIBA. And it says that's the perfect combination for Chicago's guards to exceed their numbers. And I think that is true. It says this is the single most glaring line versus form discrepancy on the whole slate. Cloud is averaging 25 points and assists over her last 5 games. That's 7.7 above the 17.5 line. And she's hit the over in 100% of those 5 games. This form isn't a short, hot streak either. Over her last 10 games, she's averaged 22.1, 80% hit rate. And over her last 15, she's at 20.47, which is a 67% hit rate. Her season average of 16.54 shows how far the recent usage spike has pushed her above the baseline. That's the look. Natasha Cloud over her points and assists makes a ton of sense to me. Makes a ton of sense to me. Let's jump into that game for tomorrow. And as always, the link for the Jackson is in the description. So let me get to my notes here. So we have the first one is Chicago, Connecticut. This one is really, really simple to me. It's either under or it is Chicago. And this line open 4.5. So early money is already coming on Chicago. And I mean, it has to be, right? Like, yes, Connecticut potentially they will get Aaliyah Edwards back tomorrow. She's off the injury report altogether. She's missed their last couple games. But then you got Olivia Nelson Odota listed as questionable, and Brittany Griner, has I think she's played like twice since the All-Star break. Like, they should just rule her out for the rest of the season at this point. But she's also listed as questionable. On the Chicago side of things, you like that I don't see anybody on the injury report outside of the normal. But then you got Layla Lacan out, and this, I didn't even look at the numbers, but I remember earlier this season, this Connecticut team was terrible without Lacan. And not that Chicago's been anything to write home about, especially on the road as a favorite, not their role, but Connecticut is just really playing for nothing. So Chicago, got a chance to, I think, I know they got a chance to make the playoffs. The loss against Indy is not the best blemish, as far as them being able to that helping them, but they're coming off one day's rest, and 23-point loss to Indiana, so they should be fired up in this spot. 7-3 to the under in their last 10 games. Connecticut does have a 2 days of rest, so a 1 day rest advantage, and it's their first game back home off the West Coast trip. Lost both, didn't cover either. Outside of the win against the Sparks, they've been pretty pathetic. I think they've lost 8 of their last 9, and only 3-7 ATS in those games. 6-1 to the under as well. And it's the first leg of a back-to-back. They got a game with the Valkyries coming to town on tomorrow's Tuesday. So on Wednesday, the Valkyries be there as well. I think I wrote down Connecticut Chicago -5. The line's up to 5.5. I didn't bet it. And the under is really more like situational just because this guy offense is so bad. Like I was looking through this and they've just been such an under team at home. They play super slow. Sun don't play fast at home for whatever reason. The numbers said that they're sixth in pace. And I know that this guy are first in pace on the full season. But if you go down here and look at some of the over under splits, this season, yeah, 30. The Sun are 12-2 to the under as home dogs this season, and 10-2 to the under in the first half if they have more rest in their opponent. And the Sky, conversely, are also 22, 15-1 to the under as well in the first half. All of this is via Moneyballer. If you guys are interested, that link is in the description also. Yeah, the Sky don't score a bunch of points when they're road favorite. Only 4-1 to their under on their team total. And I just don't trust Connecticut's offense to be able to score the basketball, especially without Lacan there. This total was at 169. It's down to 168.5. And I agree with the money coming in on under. Under and Chicago. I guess that leaves me with a Connecticut team total under, but Chicago may also struggle to score, especially if Brittany Griner plays. It's going to slow the pace down a lot in this game. So those are the ways that I would look. Under in Chicago. Next game up is... Let's go. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Hold on. All right, there we go. Next game is Portland and Dallas. Line opened, I think I saw 7.5. And just double check real quick. Thought I saw 7.5. Yeah, 7.5. 7.5, so drying up, turning into 8.5. Total open 176, almost 177. Hasn't really moved a lot at all. And this is, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't have the strongest of opinions on this game. I didn't really see anybody on the injury report for either team. I just never know what I'm gonna get from Portland. I will say this. Regardless of what I'm gonna get from Portland is not in the greatest of spots. They coming off back-to-back losses to Toronto and Washington. Only one day of rest here, so not the greatest spot because they were home for 5 games. Then they had a 3-game road trip. Then they came home for 1 game, and then they're right back out on the road again. So it doesn't set up situationally good for Portland, and that's the situation that Dallas was in for a long time. Now Dallas is actually playing their 3rd straight home game, and we see what back-to-back home games has done for them. They beat the Indiana Fever, getting a couple points as a home dog, and then they smoke Seattle from start to finish in that game on Sunday as well. 5 straight unders for them. So defensively, they picked it up a little bit, kind of adjusting without AZ Fudd being there. It's 7-3 to the under in their last 10 games. And they don't play again until the 30th, whereas Portland plays again, I think, on the 28th, which is when is that? Like Friday or Saturday? So yeah, but all that's being said, the Portland Fire have covered both games. First time that they played, asterisk kind of sorta, they were getting 3.5 points as a home dog. That was the game without Paige. I remember that one. And I think it was right before the All-Star break. Yeah, it was right before the All-Star break. And they didn't play. Paige didn't play in that game, and Portland was able to get the job done. And then the second game was in Portland as well, and Dallas was laying 7.5, and they won the game 101-97 as road favorites in that game. I kind of just feel like when I was looking at this game, and I should probably pull it up, but I don't want to keep switching screens and going back and forth. When I was looking at this game, the thing that kind of jumped out to me, because I still don't really want to lay points with the Wings, I do think that some of these really terrible defensive teams will, my philosophy anyway, to kind of going into FIBA and then going into just these really poor teams kind of finishing off the season, is that the teams that don't play defense, I'm gonna just take the opponent team total over, thinking that Dallas would be able to score the basketball in this game. I look at the Fire, 11 games post All-Star break. They are 14th in defensive rating, 114.34, which means that they're the second worst defense behind only the Seattle Storm. They're giving up, 93.8, so almost 94 points per game allowed. That's the second most behind only the Seattle Storm as well. And Dallas is actually 5th in points allowed, but they only score 86 per game. So I do think that Dallas should be able to score Portland's also scoring the basketball. Their games, the 11 games post All-Star break, are averaging 184 points, 185 actually. And then Wings games are a little slower. 174 is what they're averaging. And that's how we get to 176 total. Um, I think that Dallas should be able to get whatever it is that they want. Jessica Shepard should have a big game. Paige Beckers is really hot right now. She's been really good as well. Um, so I kind of feel like the Dallas should be able to score. They haven't though recently. They're actually 9-4 to the first half under and 7-5-1 to the full game under. And if they're home favorite, they haven't hit their team total one time, 3-0-1 as far as team total goes. So Book's got it set pretty high, of course. And that's what makes this one really, really scary for me. I don't really know what to do with any of these games. One thing I looked at the Wings when they were a home favorite and they're coming off a home game. So back-to-back home games, they were favored in the first one, and they are 5-0 to the under in those games. They stand under by about 11 points. And this season, when the Wings are playing against a team that they've already beat, and then they're home favorite in the next game, those games, small sample, but 6-game sample, they're 4-2 to the under in those games as well. And those games are staying under by about 5.5 points, and there's 4 straight unders in that spot as well. So it's a difficult game, man. Like, I don't want to lay this many points. I kind of feel like Portland can cover within this point range. The Wings are playing pretty slow basketball. They have the second most unders post All-Star break as well, and their second slowest pace team as well. Third as far as adjusted slowest pace post All-Star break, even though Portland is kind of pushing pace, and they're fourth in pace. So I think Wings should be able to dictate pace in this game. Don't want to lay this big of a number, but I do think that Dallas, I think, will of course they'll win, but I don't know, just don't got the greatest of looks on this game. Want to say Dallas gonna be able to score because Portland gave up 100 points to the Washington Mystics, but who knows, man? Who knows? Yeah, don't have the strongest opinion on that game. Just hopefully something I said help you guys with your handicap on that one. All right, last one, and we just kind of spoke of this team. The Washington Mystics getting to 2.5, laying 2.5 points in Phoenix in the last game of the night. And this line opened at 2. It quickly went to 3, 3.5. I don't even know if it touched 4 or not, but I know it got up to 3.5. And money came in on the Mercury to push this back down to 2.5. I think some 2s out there as well. And the reason why is because Kelsey Plum is off the injury report. Just when we thought they had kind of, packed it up, especially with DeWanna Bonner leaving the team to go pursue a ring. I've never heard anything like that before. But DeWanna Bonner is gone. Kelsey Plum is back. And in my opinion, Phoenix is still trash. I think that the Mystics are the right side. It doesn't work out well situationally, though. The Mystics will be at a 1-day rest disadvantage. The Mercury lost their last game, of course, to the Atlanta Dream. The Mystics won a nail-biter against Portland 2 nights ago. And the Mercury have double-digit in-season revenge, the rest advantage, and they are well-rested. So situationally, it sets up for the Mercury, but can you really back the Mercury? I don't think that you can. This Washington team has been really good. They just beat Portland, end up covering by 0.5 point. And then after losing to Minnesota, if you take away the 2 games that they played against the Aces and the 1 game they played against Minnesota, they've been like, those are the top tier teams that they play. They've been really, really getting busy lately, taking care of business. 7-0 in their other 7 games outside of those 3 against the Mystics and the Aces. So yeah, I don't want anything to do with Portland. Phoenix. The last time we saw Phoenix, they lost to Atlanta. And the time before that we saw them, they lost to Portland. And they didn't cover either one of those. Just 1-5 ATS in their last 6. Season is pretty much over. I think the writing is on the wall here. Washington also dominated them in DC the last time that they played. They beat them by 20 back on August the 9th, and they were only laying 1.5 in that game. And that one went well over the 168.5 total. This one, I think, is a little bit more of an over as well. If I'm betting this game, that's how I'm betting it. I think that the Washington Mystics are going to be able to score, and I do think the Mercury, again, my philosophy, what I'm going with, is that these teams that don't have a chance, they still going to score. You just don't want to get hurt. So you're not going to play as much defense. That's the way I see it. And that's the way we've seen the Mercury been recently. Defensively, their defensive rating has dropped. They're giving up 90.6 points per game, which is the six most post All-Star break in their 10-game sample. And then the Mystics 13 games post All-Star break, they're actually averaging 88 points per game. I remember when the Mystics were stuck on like 65 for forever, but the Mystics are actually going to basketball now. So offensive rating, they are sixth, number one over team post All-Star break at out of 13 games. So the Mercury right behind them, 60% of their games are going over as well. And again, defensively, they're not stopping anybody. And even though the Mystics have been playing slow, I do think that they should be able to score the basketball. Sonia Citron, I kind of feel like she'll have a big game in this one. And I do think Aaliyah, I'm sorry, I do think that Alyssa Thomas is going to be slowed down in this game with Kiki Eriefin and Shakira Austin down there. But they dropped their points prop. It was like 15 and a half. It's all the way down to 13 and a half now. So I don't think I'll be playing that. But yeah, I think the only way that Phoenix has a chance in this game is if Washington is missing every shot and they turn the basketball over. But Mercury aren't even forcing a lot of turnovers anymore. So uh, it's the only way I could look, man. This Mystics team is 9-4, 9-4 against to the over on their team total in the first half, 8-5 full game. These are all post All-Star break numbers. And the Mercury have really, really struggled, specifically in the first half. Just 3-6-1 ATS. A lot of that is because they can't score the basketball early. 8-2 to their team total under in the first half. Like it's not looking good for the Mercury, even though a lot of situational stuff has been on their side. 10-3 are the Mystics post All-Star break. The Mercury post All-Star break of 4-6. And yeah, I think they had that one impressive win against the Valkyries. I don't want anything to do with them. With the rest advantage, they're actually 3-0 to the under as well. And just 1-2 when they're laying points in the first half as well. So I'm sorry, when they're getting points in the first half as a home dog. So yeah, I think it's another game where the Mystics can beat them. Kelsey Plum coming back to me only, just solidifies an over. So over 167 is what I'll probably end up betting in this one. I haven't bet it yet, but that's the way that I'm looking in this one. The Mystics, you need to get to 85 and the Mercury to contribute 82.5, 83.5. And I think that that's all doable. So yeah, over 165.5 on Bet Rivers is juiced. And there's a 166.5, but yeah, this is 167.5 and it'll probably close higher is what I'm thinking for tomorrow. So those are the looks there. We go over to Outlier, listed in the links in the description if you guys are interested in checking them out. Couple I was looking at. So the first one I was looking at, and I have not bet on, I actually took her under, I think maybe once or twice. Georgia Amore, the point guard for this Washington Mystics team, is somebody that I am interested in. Just kind of going back to the game we just talked about. Her points prop at 6.5. This is the under. So let me go here, go over. She's just been hot lately. I kind of just want to ride the trend with Amore. Her field goal percentage and attempts are up. You can see 50%, 38%, 67% against pretty, terrible defenses outside of Minnesota. I just like that her shot attempts are up. I like that she's knocking down threes recently. If you look at her three-point attempts and makes, they all are there. And we know that this Phoenix team gives up a ton of threes. When I was looking at this earlier, Phoenix is allowing the second most threes and the most to her position, most to the point guard position. And Georgia Amore scored 62% of her points from the three-point line. So I do like Georgia Amore over her 6.5 points. Her three-point prop is not available as of yet. It may be open, but I think they'll probably open it at if it's a half, it'll probably be super juiced to the over. But I like to get her at 1.5. I think she'll be able to knock down 2 threes because this was my pivot away from Sonia Citron, who, for whatever reason, Sonia just, I don't know what Sonia be doing out there, man. Just some cardio, giving the ball to her guards, and just dishing. You can see her assist prop has been cashing. She's over in 5 straight games, 6 of her last 7. But I really wanted to bet on her point, 16.5. You can see that she's under in 3 straight. We look at the head-to-head matchup that they played. She did get to 19 in the last game. I kind of feel like it's more of a guards game and not as much of a Shakira Austin game. But we'll see, man. We'll see how that goes. What else did I consider as far as player props go? I think Paige could keep it going tomorrow. She's listed at 20.5. She's coming off a 32-point game. She's over in 5 of her last 6 games as well. against the Portland team. They will be throwing blitzes at her a lot, so it may be a Page assist game. 6.5 is the number though. It's juiced to the over. Um, Jess Shepard, she should be able to get. I would probably be betting on Jessica Shepard rebounds. Yeah, she's had 2 games. Real quick, let's look at Jess Shepard. She's had 2 games this season against this team. She's played in both. She's dominated the boards, and there's not a lot of bigs. There's some bigs to be desired for this Portland team. So if we go here, her rebounds already at 10.5 and juice to the over. She got 11 in the Seattle game, but if we go and just look at the 2 matchups that she's played this season, 14 and 15, and it should be a ton of opportunities for her tomorrow. You can see that they're not a good rebounding team, and some injuries to the front court as well. So I look at Jess Shepard. Her rebounds and assists may not be a bad line. Excuse me. She's listed at 4.5. You can see that she's over in 4 straight, under in 5 straight. Not really dishing a lot at all, but this is probably one of the better matchups because I just think they're gonna force the ball out of Paige Becker's hands a lot, and you can see that she's been killing this line against them this season. 25 in one game and 16 in the other. She's listed at 15.5 in this game for tomorrow. So yeah, if they're gonna force the ball out of Paige hand, then Jessica Shepard should be one of the key contributors to this offense for tomorrow. So yeah, those are my thoughts, man. Hit the like if you can, subscribe if you guys have not, and let's jump into the quick recap for tomorrow. So we have get back to the lines. All right, so we have Connecticut is going to 6.5 now, but yeah, Chicago minus the 5.5. Oh, you know what? I'm not even gonna give you guys that because I even though I think Chicago will win the game, I don't like it as much as I like the under. So I'll put Chicago Connecticut under 169.5. Portland and Dallas. I just think Dallas is gonna be able to score the basketball, man. I don't think Portland's gonna be able to stop them. I would just play that game over. I could be so wrong with this one. Not gonna lie. It's just a lean. Probably won't get there. I like the Jess Shepard look we talked about. And with Kelsey Plum off the injury report, I don't think we're going to see 166.5 tomorrow. That's the best number you can get right now. I think that's going to be gone. I'm just realizing I don't got no spreads on here. But I do like Washington. Washington minus the 2.5 tomorrow. Probably take Portland plus the points. And I would lay the 5.5 before I take the 5.5 for Connecticut. So I would lay with Chicago before I take those points. But yeah, more of a totals game for me tomorrow. I love the Georgia more. I told you guys that over 6.5. And AT under her 13.5 points is also a lean. But we'll see. We'll see when we get there, man. We'll see when we get there. Just giving you guys some early looks of how I'm looking at these games for tomorrow. Resources, they're all listed in the description as they always are. Jackson, Outlier, Moneyballer, OddsJam. Make sure you guys check these out. Save some coin when you do by using those referral links in the description. And that'll be it, man. Enjoy the games for Tuesday, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.